return to Fenway Park.
How far McGwire was hitting balls in that derby was absolutely amazing. And it was talk about a sight to behold. That place, 1999 Fenway Park, was rocking during that derby.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
How far McGwire was hitting balls in that derby was absolutely amazing. And it was talk about a sight to behold. That place, 1999 Fenway Park, was rocking during that derby. Boom, coming in hot, Chinchy. What's going on a Monday? Let's get it.
Monday. Shot out of a cannon again today. You started your Breakthrough program last night. How'd it go?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I think it was the best start ever. I mean, what was great was there was a lot of new people that are, it's starting to get around. It's a great program, dude. It really works. I think it's, I always think like, you got to take action. At the end of the day, you can have all the knowledge you want, but it's only potential power if you don't take action. So like just taking action, a couple years ago on Breakthrough Pro 1, like I knew all 11 people. I literally handpicked them, and that's kind of how it starts. And then Breakthrough Pro 2, there was a few more. Breakthrough Pro 3, you could see it start to grow. And then Breakthrough Pro 4 last night, man, there was a lot of guys from the podcast that were listening. A lot of coaches that are want to be coached. I mean, I do a lot of coaches program because I want to be coached. I always say, when you get a coach, you condense time. When you get a coach or a program, you condense time. You're taking knowledge these people have, and you're making yourself 10x better. Right at the end of the day. So I love that. And I love to see coaches on there, some guys in there that are coaches to their kids, and just a lot of different people. So it was awesome, man. It was really fired up. One of the guys on there last night too, Chinchy, was, a podcaster, and he introduced himself as boom, coming in hot case. And I'm like, let's go. So I'm excited for these next 8 weeks, man. The first night was great. JD was rocking. I was rocking, and we're looking forward to. So anyone who's in it that's on this podcast or wants to join Breakthrough Pro 5, thanks for joining, and it's going to be a great 8 weeks. Game changing 8 weeks.
Yeah, man. I mean, you were here that last year. You did one of your shows from here, dude. I cannot believe how much you prepare for this. You and JD.
Yeah, thanks, dude. That's right. I did the second week at your house.
Dude, fire, jeez, man, dude, it's crazy. I wanted to build a bridge, but great stuff, dude. We got a lot to talk about sports wise. First, let's start with the draft, man, because you were locked in on these kids these days. Because first of all, you spent some time coaching a lot of young guys who are now, up here. You got your son's playing in the minors. Hopefully next year we're talking about him getting drafted.
Yep.
But a lot of these guys that got drafted last night, which was very cool. They did a great job with it. Any guys stick out?
Well, dude, this kid that the Guardians took, I saw him play last year in the Cape Cod League when Jake was playing there. This kid's a stud. Travis Bazzana. Dude, this guy, 3 years he went to Oregon State. He won he was a Golden Spikes finalist, hit 407 with almost a 1,500 OPS, dude.
Jeez.
5'6", listen to this. 568 on base with a 911 slug. Hit 28 bombs, stole 16 bags. This kid's a stud, dude. And he grew up in Australia playing some cricket, and you could see the bat-to-ball skills are incredible. Like, you could see this guy's going to hit for average. He's going to hit for power. He's a guy that, he's an Indian. He's a Guardians guy. He's a Guardians guy, dude. This guy is right up their alley. I almost feel like he's a mix between like a Stephen Kwan, Jose Ramirez. Seriously, I think he's bro. I honestly think this guy is that good. I'm not kidding you. Obviously Jose Ramirez is MVP. I'm not saying he's going to be that right now, but I'm saying he's got Ramirez's power. He's got Kwan's bat to ball skills, right? He walks more than he strikes out. Like, dude, this guy's special. This kid's going to be special. So remember that name, Travis Bazzana. We're going to see him really soon, dude. The way guys move guys nowadays, be shocked if we don't see him at some point next year.
That's one thing that stuck out to me last night. Just like what you said, almost like, NBA, it's like, oh, this guy's going to be the starting shooting guard after they draft him, this year, and he's going to start next year and try to get him to the championship. This dude you're talking about last night, everybody's like, you're going to see him super soon. And you don't normally get that with a position player. You might hear it from a pitcher, but that makes it sound like he's got some special.
Dude, he's polished. Listen, teams are using the college now as the minors. Guys that go to college 3 years, some of these good programs too, the Oregon States, the Wake Forest. I mean, there were 3 Wake Forest picks last year and last night in the top 10.
Wow. Yeah.
In the top 10.
Too, because, back in the day, I would say even about 10, 15 years ago, it was like, don't go to college. It was like, yeah. Now it's like, well, now they've cut a lot of the teams out too. So now it's almost like the MLB's like, go to college, develop for 3 years. They got these they get great food now, Chinch. Not like when you and I were there. They go to the dining hall before we play a doubleheader on Saturday. Like, a dining hall's got mac and cheese, like some of the worst pasta I've ever had, and an egg that doesn't even look real. Yeah. I'm like, these guys have like cooks now, chefs. They got weight coaches, weight rooms that are better than some of the pro ball. So, they have every advantage they need. But this kid right here, Travis Bazzana, I thought he was a no doubt lock for number 1. I was surprised at the number 2 pick, the Reds end up taking Chase Burns. I thought Charlie Condon would go. In Georgia, Georgia set all kind of records this year with home runs, absolute stud, big time power, great bat to ball skills. But they took Chase Burns because I think they see what Skeens is doing. Chase Burns had 17 punch outs per 9 innings, dude. Transfer from Tennessee to Wake Forest. They did a great job at developing him into what he is now. But he went number 2, and I think the Reds are looking at Hunter Green, Lodolo, Abbott, and now Burns. Are you kidding me, dude? That's 4 young studs. And you win on the bump, Chinch. We know it. You win on the bump. They know that too. I thought it was a great pick by the Reds to go to Chase Burns because all the projections had Charlie Condon from Georgia going. So Charlie Condon ended up going 3 to the Rockies, stud. Nick Kurtz, another dude. These guys are. This is a great draft, dude. This is like a can't miss draft on these like first 10 picks. Nick Kurtz, the first baseman for Wake Forest, went to the A's at 4. This kid's an absolute stud too. And also led Division I with walks. I mean, the algorithm they're looking for nowadays, they're looking for bat to ball. They don't want the swing and miss like they used to. You know what I mean? Now they're like, we want to see guys walk, want to see guys put the ball in play. Hayden Smith, the lefty from Arkansas, stud, went to the White Sox at 5. And then this was the big surprise to me of the draft, Chinch. Jack Caglianone, who a 70, tremendous player, is a 70 grade fastball from the left side on the bump. And also, dude, was one of the biggest home run hitters in baseball. Dropped to 6 at the Royals. I called JJ Piccolo, who's a good buddy of mine, the GM of the Royals. I said, bro, you kidding me? You got Caglianone at 6? He goes, dude, he can't believe it. Wow.
That's awesome. Blessed that he fell to us at 6. So that's pretty cool. Another kid that Jake played with for the Allegheny Pirates a couple years ago, this guy named J.J. Weatherholt, shortstop for the West Virginia, was projected to be the number 1 pick in this draft, had a hamstring injury early on, kind of was banged up a little bit, dropped to 7. Great pick, dude. You want to talk about a stud. This kid's an absolute stud, dude. Big power, can flat out fly, plays great defense, great bat to ball skills, more walks than strikeouts. That's starting to be kind of the theme. So I'm fired about that. Let me get to a couple more picks. Christian Moore, stud for Tennessee. They won the national title. Christian Moore, absolute stud. Great pick at number 8 by the Angels. This kid can flat out hit. And I was interested with the Pirates. At number 9, they took Connor Griffin. They said this kid is like Bryce Harper athleticism. They project him to be 30-30 in the big leagues. Best high school position player out there. Pirates were saying we're going to take the best possible player at that slot. Connor Griffin happened to slide to 9. He's a righty, you know what I mean? But this kid's supposed to be an absolute stud. I'm talking about tools off the charts. 6'4", 215 already, 18-year-old kid, only going to get bigger. It makes me think of Manny Machado a little bit. Yeah. And then rounding it out, number 10, Seaver King, who pretty cool story. He was the 3rd Wake Forest player taken in the top 10 with Chase Burns, Nick Kurtz, and himself. He transferred from a Division II school, bro, from Wingate, and went to Wake Forest, had a great year, and ends up being the 10th pick of the first round. So, dude, I love the draft, man. I think about going back to the draft, dude. When I was drafted, Chinch, it was like the Pony Express, dude. Where I'm in my freaking, never forget it. I'm like, hey, the draft's tomorrow. Like, all right, cool. I'm with just my parents. My buddy Mike Junko's in the room. I remember getting a call. The draft started at noon. 12:01, I get a call. I'm like, am I the first pick of the draft? Meanwhile, dude, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to go. They told me top 10 rounds. There was no projections like this. They're like top 10 rounds. Obviously, I'd led the country in hitting Division I baseball, so I knew I was going to be picked. Hopefully, I had heard like the Cubs were going to take me in the 3rd round. So it's my neighbor calls me and wants to know if I want to go to McDonald's, get a quarter pounder with cheese, large fry, and an icy Coke. I'm like, it was my buddy Eric Stoll. I go, Eric, bro, it's the draft just started, dude. Like, I can't go to McDonald's, and don't call back, dude. That guy, phone lines have to be open. I hung up on him.
Yeah, that's funny. I forgot
Dude,
back then, dude. There's no cell.
Back then, there's a phone. So about an hour later, dude, I'm like, yo, I'm next to the phone with the cord on the wall. Phone rings. I answer it. Hello? He's like, hey, you doing, Sean? This is Jay Robertson. Congratulations, man. The Cleveland Indians just taking the draft. Now we're going on this conversation. He hasn't told me what round. I'm just so excited. I don't care if it's the 20th round, but I'm like, let's go. Thank you so much. So my mom's in the background going, Shawnee, what round? What round? I'm like, hey, what round did I go in? I'm asking the guy, what round did I go in? He's like, 2nd round. I'm like, 2nd round. My mom's like, how much money is that? How much money is that?
Yeah, you gotta ask that question.
I'm like, geez, the cases are in hard times. You know what I mean? So that was incredible, dude. 2nd round of the Cleveland Indians. That's my story. It wasn't MLB Network. I get a call on my phone with the cord in my kitchen with one buddy and my parents, and 2nd round pick to the Cleveland Indians. Incredible. So you always remember that. Those dudes now are getting a dude on MLB Network. That place was pretty packed. They're doing a great job now. You know, the network and ESPN and Rob Manfred and the league of promoting the draft. And I think baseball is doing a better job. ESPN, all the games, they're starting to know these guys more. Yeah, I mean, a big reason I know these guys because of that.
You want to know their face when they get to the big league club. That's what all the other leagues have that the MLB hasn't for years. And they are doing a great job of giving you some facial recognition to the guy your team drafted. That's what you want. That's what makes the draft exciting.
Exactly. And one other shout out. 41st pick of the draft was a guy named David Shields, left-handed pitcher from Mount Lebanon, town over here. His dad, Kevin Shields, good buddy of mine. He was my golf coach. Dude, you want to talk about one of the best golfers I've ever seen in my life, Kevin Shields. He wins all the amateurs around here, played a little pro golf, played in some help from some PGA Tour events. Absolute stud. But Kevin always loved baseball. So when his kids were little, he's like, dude, he'd always be asking me baseball questions. I had him hit over at my facility, you know, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, hey, David, how you doing? 8, 9, 10 years old. 41st pick of the draft. Going to sign for probably close to $3 million at the end of the day.
Nice.
Left-handed pitcher, dude. Nasty. Was committed to, graduated early, was a quarterback too, stud athlete. So it's always cool when you see guys you know, kids you know, but local Pittsburgh talent getting drafted that high. Going to be an absolute stud, dude. Remember that name, David Shields.
Mark it down. Great stuff.
And he also went to the Royals. Caglia known to the Royals at 6, David Shields 41. I was blowing up Piccolo last night. Dude, you're nailing this.
That's so awesome. Great. We'll be locked in on that, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's get into some of the big boys. We got our home run derby coming. First of all, real quick, Nicky Cass dressed up as his coach character in the celebrity all-star game. I mean, the dude is so talented.
He's so good, bro. He's Nicky Cass, friend of the show. Also so good, man. I love Nick. He's going to come on MLB Central too in like the first week of August. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, he's the best.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Now we got to focus our attention on the derby. We mentioned a little bit about this last week, but let me go through the rules a little bit one more time because they're a little different. You know, first one, biggest difference, not beginning as a bracket style tournament this year. All 8 eligible hitters will be competing against each other.
Okay.
Those with the top 4 scores are going to advance to the semifinals. And then it's back into the knockout style tournament. You know, obviously the number 1 seed is the guy with the most home runs in the first. This is a big one to me. This is kind of like, if you're a handicapper and you're thinking about things, if there's a tie between 2 competitors in the first round advancing to the second round and or seeding for the second round would be determined by the furthest home run hit in an opening round. So keep that in mind if you kids out there doing all the prop bets. Like the guys who hit the ball the furthest have a little bit more of an chance to move on to the second round. That's kind of it. Oh, this is another big one. First time ever there'll be a maximum number of pitches thrown to a competitor each round. First round in the semifinals will end after either 3 minutes or 40 pitches with one timeout permitted. Finals will consist of either 2 minutes or 27 pitches with one timeout permitted. That changes it. That also, again, you and I aren't really gamblers, but if you're a gambler, like the first for everything makes it kind of difficult to handicap that stuff.
Right.
That all said, odds are heavily in favor of our guy Pete Alonso, who you said, you got to beat.
Yeah, he won it in 19 and 21. This guy is just, feel like it's his event.
Yeah. I'll tell you, if I'm not a gambling man, but if you're going to gamble, Alec Boehm plus 1,600, Jose Ramirez plus 1,300. It goes, here's the odds. It goes Alonso, Ozuna, Witt Jr., Gunnar, Garcia, Hernandez, Ramirez, Boehm. I think it's I mean, these guys are all great in their own way. And with the new rules, that's tough, man. That's tough to figure out.
Bobby Witt Jr. is going to win it, bro.
You've been saying
Wait till you see how much thunder he has. If he gets in a groove, this guy's got some thunder, dude.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's going to be a fun one. I'm always excited. I honestly, personally, have to say, having worked in a gazillion All-Star games over the years, I have more fun on the Derby day than I do on the game day. So I'm not taking
the Derby's the best, dude. Derby's the best.
Yeah, it's nonstop action. Now, the game day is also great. Matty V was on, I think he's doing High Heat or something the other day. He made a great point, though. Like, for your teams that's out of it, being the All-Star game, that's an event. That's almost like your World Series because your player's there and you get to root for your player and hope he gets in. I remember, I wasn't even a Reds fan, but when Chris Sabo was the only Reds rep, and I think it was his rookie year, and he got in. I think the game was in Cincinnati. He stole second base. He pinch ran, stole second. Place blew up. That's the other thing. You love the hometown guy.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Yep. No doubt about it.
But back to the Derby, dude.
Well, even when Todd Frazier won the Derby in 2015 in Cincinnati, that was cool. Like, the place was going crazy. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love the Derby. It's a whole event. There's music, everything. It's great. If you can get to one, go to one. But I want to go back to one of yours that you were there at 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
The anniversary, I think it was the 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary, yeah.
Of the Fenway one the other day. You were there. I mean, if you're going to make an All-Star game in your lifetime, that was the one to be at. That was the greatest All-Star game of all time. I think we all agree. Or at least All-Star weekend. You got Pedro striking everybody out. What are you looking for? You got
dude, I got a Mark McGwire helmet here somewhere. I can't find it.
Well, that's
when you say that, when you say about the 99 Derby, come on, man. I don't know. It was incredible with McGwire at Fenway at the height of baseball lore of, dude, he was like Paul Bunyan. He was like a folklore. He was almost like a action figure. McGwire, I backed him up in that game. I ended up coming in, my first All-Star game, I ended up coming in for McGwire in the 5th inning after he got his 3rd at bat. But that Derby, dude, and I had my camera out there, Chinch. You have to see if I can find some footage. But I had my camera out there on the field, McGwire hitting balls over the Citgo sign, launching ball, and Fenway was rocking, and every player was too. The buzz was incredible. I mean, Big Mac would hit one, and buzz was incredible. It's like, guys, so it was just so awesome to be down on that field watching McGwire hit balls so far over that monster. It was just a sight to behold at that time, man. It was incredible. I mean, Junior ends up winning the Derby because Junior's Junior. He's one of the best in the business, and you might not be able to outlast him, obviously, because the guy is such a sweet swing and was so efficient. But how far McGwire was hitting balls in that Derby was absolutely amazing, and it was talk about a sight to behold. That place, 1999 Fenway Park, was rocking during that Derby.
Yeah, and not to mention you had the enthusiasm of they were going to have the greatest team of all time come the next night, and then Pedro pitches the next night. Oh,
and Ted Williams came out, dude. It was the all-century team came out, then Ted Williams came out. It was incredible, dude. It was an incredible All-Star game. I think it was the best one ever. I don't know if they'll ever last one of the millennium. they did it right with the all-century team and that derby with McGwire, and Griffey and all those great players. Sosa, it was incredible.
Yeah, you know it's crazy too. The one thing that nobody really talks about is that All-Star game is kind of looked at as the dynamic that kind of changed the entire flow and the whole. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but Barry Bonds was kind of a little bit distraught that he did not get the consideration that all the guys on the greatest teams got, right? And that kind of what the Balco folks would say, and all those reports said that was kind of the catalyst to get him
set things into motion.
Yeah, for the rest of the stuff. But we're in a great.
Well, I think Bonds proved in so many different ways he's the greatest player of all time.
Right. Yeah, there you go. So, but anyway, not to divulge from the fact that we are excited for the All-Star game. It's one of the greatest. It is. What's great about it is, yes, does it count? Does it not count? I don't know. I think it's the best celebration of all the major sports. And it's cool that it's in the mid-summer. And right now it's also, you get that, give me that, not everybody makes an all-star team. Sometimes you really need those 4 games. Like the Yankees need those 4 games off. Like,
dude, are you kidding me? You just, at this part of the year, you just want to get to the break. Literally, I'll get to, and the sad part about it, sometimes as you get older and you've played in a couple all-star games, you're like, I hope I don't make the all-star team because I want to go home for 4 days. You know what I mean? I want to go see my family and I want to go home for 4 days.
Yeah.
They do a good job now. I think they have a couple days off after the break. Like it's a longer all-star break. So the guys that are in it, they get some time with their families. But dude, you don't have much time with your families during the year. You don't have any days off. To have that break off, dude. Chinch, those 4 days feel like 4 months. I'm not kidding you. 4 days seem like 4 months. I used to go back to my house in Jupiter, Florida, 4 days, and we would just sit there and do nothing.
Oh, it's great. And it must be great, dude. And
yeah.
You know what else I like to see that's kind of cool is the logistics where some guys have to team up from other teams and get places together. Like I think Pete Alonso and the Rockies guys I saw a picture of them getting on one of the teams got them, or maybe the 2 teams got
private jet.
And they get him a jet. And so you got a couple players. You just played like a 3-game series against a team. Now your guy and their guys, they made it. So, hey, let's get on a plane together, get to know each other a little bit, have a couple pops maybe, and get our
dude.
game together. That's
dude,
pretty cool.
So great. I remember Griffey one time. We were at the I'm trying to think. Were we at the All-Star game? I think we were at no, we weren't at the All-Star game. It was the last day before the break, and we were on the road. And Griff was like, hey, man, Griff lived in Orlando. I lived in Jupiter. He's like, hey, bro, you want to jump in with us? I go, you freaking serious? So I jumped in with Griff and his family. They dropped me off at Jupiter. Then he went to Orlando. I'm like, what a great guy, dude. So he let me. I flew on Griffey's private jet the last day of the break so I could get home quickly. It was like such a pro move and so kind. Hey, Junior, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate that.
We got to get Junior on. We got to get Junior on.
Yeah, wait, Junior, we're gonna get him on. We're gonna get him on. He's locked in. He's already said he wants to come on, so we're gonna make that happen.
All right. Well, Sean Casey is locked in today. He's got a big day ahead of him.
yeah. I'm going. I just turned 50, Chinch. I'm going for the colonoscopy today. So I was talking about grinding through Breakthrough Pro last night. Go charge. Here we go.
I'm glad you're doing it. And listen, I've never been,
they say when you turn 50, you got to do it. Now it's 45. So I'm doing it today.
I did it about a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey man, they told me they found a couple little polyps in there, not to get all crazy.
Hey, better be safe than sorry, dude. You know what I mean?
hadn't gone in a couple of years, I've been in trouble. So go do it, fellas and ladies. It sounds scary. It's not as scary. You'll be fine, dude. You're gonna
not as scary as you think. Yeah. The scary part's getting that drink down.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole.
They gave me a drink. I did it after Breakthrough Pro last night. I stayed up till like 1 a.m. drinking this drink. It was like a gallon of like
lighter fluid.
Oh my God, dude. It was incredible. It was incredible. Anyway,
it's an experience.
It was an experience. Yeah, exactly. And to finish that off, dude, for all the people that have signed up for Breakthrough Pro, let's go. I am so excited you're here. And it's going to be a life-changing 8 weeks. Thanks for putting your trust, your time, your money into the program, and it's going to be worth your time.
Absolutely, dude. All right, man. Go get
Chinchy. All right, man.
Later on when you get home, I'll help you through the.
All right, bro. I'll call you on my way back, bro. All
right, bro. Love you, man.
It's okay, man. Love you too, buddy. See ya.